Hi, my name is Syed Khurmir Azmi. Today I am going to present a project on a quiz system. The objective of this project is to set up a quiz and allow users to take up the multiple choice questions and answer them using command line. So let's get started with the use case diagram. In my software, I have three actors: super user, and the database. The super user, that is the admin, can add questions, remove a question, add users, remove a user, check the details of all the users present in the system, as well as he can see the examination questions which are being asked in the exam. Coming to our user actor, he can attempt the exam as well as he can see the details of his own using the user profile function. And this database actor is involved in all the use cases. That's why he's connected to all of them. So let's move on to our flowchart diagram. The flowchart diagram describes flow of control in my software. For example, the user or the super user is only allowed to perform their respective task if and only if they are valid. If they are invalid, they are not allowed to perform their task. And once the user or the super user are done with their task, they can exit the software. So let's now move to the coding part. Basically, I have three files: testfunctions.py, superuser.py, and the user.py. This testfunction.py file will be running constantly until the user or the super user exit the system. First and foremost, I'm asking the user whether he is a super user or an ordinary user. If the user types 1, he is asked to enter the super user login ID as well as its password. And all these details are fetched from the database and validated. If the user is validated as a super user, he is allowed to perform his task. Otherwise, he is not allowed. Same implies for user, ordinary user. If the user types 2, he is considered as an ordinary user and is asked to enter the login ID and the password. If he is validated as a true user, this validation is done by the data is being fetched from the database and is validated. If he is validated to true, he is allowed to attempt the exam. Otherwise, he is not allowed to attempt the exam. Let's have a look in superuser.py file. In this, I have created a class called SoapUser, which has plenty of methods like add function, remove function, add question, remove question, add user, remove user, display users, display Q&A questions, and many other. Basically, these are the functionalities or the task performed by the super user. For example, if this add function method is invoked, all the details like question, its associated options, as well as its answer is being stored in the database. I'll show you that in the last. So let's have a practical session here. Let me execute this testfunction.py file. He's asking me the user. Which type of user am I? I'm typing 1 as I am a super user. I'm typing my login ID. Now he's asking me the super user password. I'm validated to true, so he is allowing me to perform the super user task. First and foremost thing, I want to see the users which are already present in the system. For that, I am typing 5 for the user information. Oh, sure. Oh, I have only one user present in my system, and his name is Bob. want to do more modifications now. I'm typing yes. For instance, I want to add a user. For that, I have to type 3. He's asking me the username. Let me give the username Ramsey and her associated password 12345. He's asking me for modification. I'll type yes. Let's cross verify it. Let me open my database. For this project, I have created a database called exam. So I'll use that database. Let me see what are the tables. We'll see the user table because just now we have added an ordinary user, Ramsey. So let's fetch the information, select all from users. Have a look here, Ramsey is being added. Let's add one more user, Sam, 123. Let's see in our database whether it is updated or not. Wow, it is updated. Sam is being added. I want to remove one user and that's Ramsey. Let me remove her. So for that, I will type 4, remove user. Type her name. I'm typing Ramsey. Let's have a look there whether she's removed. Ramsey. Her name is Ramsey. 4 Ramsey. Now let's check. Yeah, she is removed from the database. This is how super user controls whole system. For instance, I want to know the MCQs which are going to be asked in the exam. Let's have a look and type yes as I want more modifications. 6. These are all the questions with their associated key answers which are going to be asked in the MCQ exam. Let's add a question. Let's add a new question. For adding a new question, we have to type 1. He's asking me a question. Let's type what is TCP? The first option is target control point. Second option is transmission control protocol. Third one is transparent computer protocol. And the last one is none. So in last we have to type the actual answer. It's a, it should match with the option value. Transmission control protocol. Type enter. Do you want more modification? Type yes. Let's have a look in the database. Just a glance whether it is added or not. Q&A1. This is the table in which I am storing all the questions. This might look somewhat clumsy as there are a number of columns here. Have a look at what is TCP is being added, target control point transmission control, as well as the answer transmission control protocol is being added here. Okay. This is how super user can add a question, remove a question, can check the details of the users existing in the system. He can do a lot of things. Let's check how many users are present. When I type 5, Bob as well as Sam information is being displayed. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in the user.py file. In the user.py file, I have created a class called user, and there are some methods over here like attempt exam, user info, display results, answers, user, insert user marks, functions. There are plenty of methods here. I'll explain you one by one. The attempt exam, as soon as as soon as this attempt exam method is invoked, the exam for the user has been started. And one question and one MCQ is being fetched from the database. And it is being asked to the user, as well as the marks has been are being recorded one by one. When the user enters the answer, his marks are concurrently being recorded. And once the test is done, the thing happens is first marks obtained are being displayed. This display result method is being invoked, and the result marks scored are being displayed. And second is the key answers which are for a given question, for all the question are being displayed to the user. This is the function for that correct answer along with the keys. And last, the marks obtained for a given user is being stored in the database. We'll do this practically. Let me execute. I don't want any modification, so I will type no. Let's restart. I'll type 2. He's asking me login ID, ordinary user login ID. Let's see which ordinary user are present in my database. Let's go for Sam. Let me type Sam and 1, 2, 3. Two options are displayed to me. Attempt exam or the user information. Let me attempt the exam. I'll type 1. So the exam has been started. For now, I will just type A, B, C, D randomly. A, B, A, B, B. Let me see what this. Let's try once again. I don't know why it didn't work. Let me do it again. Sam, Sam, A. So now everything is working fine. So the first marks scored are being displayed. So the Sam has obtained 4 marks out of 12. The correct answers, that is the key for each and every MCQ, is being displayed here. As the main thing which has happened here is the SAM login ID, the login ID of a user, that is SAM, as well as with his associated marks is being stored in the database concurrently. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see whether his marks is been recorded in the database. So the table I have used here is marks scored. Wow, his details has been recorded and the marks are 4. Let's try it once again with Bob. I'll type no here. Let's rerun. I'm typing 2. Ordinary user login ID is Bob. 1, 2, 3 as a password. I want to attempt exam. Let's type A, B, C, D. D. Let's have a look here. The marks scored by Bob are 8. Okay, and these are the correct answer keys. Let's verify the Bob marks in the database. Have a look here. Bob and his associated marks are being stored in the database. So for the back end, that is the database, I have basically used four tables. I have used four tables. This is for storing the marks. This is for storing the questions as well as its answers. This is for super users. This is for ordinary users. That's it for my project. I hope you have enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching.